them come. This is their fate.
All right. Welcome back to the House of Wolves podcast. Update. I actually did try to set up the soundboard. Come to find out, I had a subscription one. I said, not today. I don't know. I thought I had a one that you download and you just customize, but I guess it was a subscription version for that I didn't realize I had, because I was like, no can do, sir. So I'ma still stick with my pew 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 pew. That's my intro sounds. I might try to finesse it a little bit and throw a little music in there, but outside of that, I gotta deal with this. At least to that start. At least to the podcast check start here. They got to deal with these my pea shooters. But anyways, on to the podcast. Thank you guys for listening. Coming back to the House of Wolves podcast. I am your host, Deontay, here with my near and dear friends, Jalen and Josh. Today we got quite a few topics for y'all. A lot of rumbles and happenings happening in the industry right now. So yeah, I kind of wanted to just discuss, and we got some stuff for y'all. So just stay tuned. But before we get started, as usual, Josh, Jalen, tell the people how you're doing, what you've been playing, what you've been up to, how's life going?
Sorry, I ain't been getting no sleep.
From that yawn, I can tell, my boy.
Yeah, because babies they get to the point where they're like more active and they can do more, meaning they want to be up at their own time. And I've been up lately fighting with my baby, trying to get her to go to sleep. And it ain't been working out. Today she woke up at like 6, and we went to sleep pretty late anyways, but she woke up at like 6 and was just up in the bed talking, making noise. So had to get up with her. We just chilled, watched some Sesame Street, and eventually went back to sleep at like 9. But yeah, that's been my schedule until we can get her, I don't know, get her sleeping at decent times, better sleeping at more decent times, I guess.
Yeah.
It's partly our fault because we don't have like a normal sleep schedule ourselves, so she's usually up late. But we got to be more strict with that sleep schedule. Otherwise, yeah, just been a little more chill last few days. Been playing the game a lot. We did go out, like a family day out the other day, but it was cold, so we went out that long.
Boy. Yeah.
Still no snow here, y'all.
Still no snow?
Nah.
Okay. That's good. That's good news. Good news. All right. Well, no, I can definitely understand the whole going out too. I need to. We made an effort to keep go out, do something every weekend. So yesterday we was out at some outlet malls. I had to do a run up in the Sam's Club by myself because I had dropped my wife off at the she had an eye appointment or whatever. So I'm in Sam's Club. They was they are pretty calm kids right now, or children. They're not really fussy or anything, so they were just in there because the Sam's Club had the one where you could have 2 babies in it, so that's the reason why they can go in there and be chilling. But yeah, it was fine. That's just my first time going out with them by myself and having to do everything by myself. So it was an interesting experience. I mean, she wasn't like not there. It was just more so she wasn't there in that moment because she was at the eye appointment. But yeah, it was cool. First time they put on some shoes yesterday. They figured out shoes pretty quickly. But yeah, a lot of firsts around here right now, and it's been cool. But game wise, what you're gonna talk about my my setup for my Steam Deck. But I've been playing a lot of Steam Deck, playing a lot of games on there. Just been enjoying that. I guess that vessel of a system, or however I play them, for that as well. And I mean, I've been playing other stuff here and there, but not much. I don't think we played that much Overwatch this week. Well, we've been on the hiatus, but
Yeah, that
yeah.
was against stomped.
We wasn't getting stomped that bad. I mean, we wasn't.
Well,
Our ratio definitely took a hit.
oh, I think all three of us we had some decent matches, but the last few games that Jalen and I played, just we were definitely like 2 games in a row with zeros.
Gee, yeah.
Yeah, they had that one. There's a one dude that's top 500. He had a top 500 title, and there's another dude that's a diamond challenger title. I'm like, bro, why is we playing with these dudes? Like, they're going crazy.
Duh.
Like one Widowmaker had on the play of the game. I think she had like 4 or 5 headshots, like in just that play of the game scene. I'm just looking like, bro, like quit playing, bro.
Yeah, it was like it was one of the push maps, and she had got like 4 headshots in the clip.
Gee.
It was a Toronto one.
They definitely
Yeah.
Yeah.
So they push out with some hitters. Y'all doing too good, man. I mean, obviously the scale is tipped because we were running up against a lot of people that are not team based, and they have like communication. You can tell because they be doing stuff like, remember when that Sigma and that McCree had us in the air. McCree did his or Cassidy did his thing. I was like, man, he was like, yep, they playing together, man. That's too synchronized. Nah, for sure. The boys is going crazy now. So
yeah. I don't know what's up with the matchmaking in the game. Like I was telling Jalen, I think it's like people have been saying it's somehow averaged. So it's a top 500 player in there, and it's probably a person that's literally never played the game on his team, but that's still not balanced with like those 2 skill levels. It doesn't balance out evenly.
No, I don't. But yeah, we ain't been playing much of that. I didn't think it was because of the getting spanked. I think we were just busy.
No, we just been busy, but
yeah, we definitely not in our glory days of man. When it's gonna get harder, man. That's what we was asking. Now we in that moment where it's like, what the heck is this? So times do change.
It always be like that. We fight somebody and then y'all be like, man, they suck. And somehow y'all unlock their second chocolate bar. And then
that was Jalen. I'm like, bro, stop talking, bro, because we already seen it happen too many times. Jalen be like,
I
man,
want them to get like that, bro.
He like, man, these dudes suck. I'm like, dog, chill out. But yeah, for sure. I mean, it's funner, but it's more challenging for sure. It's funner too because I actually have to focus up, and when you actually win, it feels fulfilling versus just steamrolling a sorry team. But yeah, they not as they're a little few and far in between than it used to be. At least it's not bad, but we're getting to the point where we're hitting that upper echelons level like we always do. We hit that level of the Apex of the Overwatch. We hit it in Destiny. Technically, not really, because we was always the better team or better strategized team. Most of the time, we could always go flawless, but it got to a struggle where that too because of you got to keep up or whatever. But yeah, interesting.
Yeah. Well, what y'all been playing otherwise since we ain't been Overwatch?
I've been playing a lot of I played some, not a lot, but just some of Fire Emblem Three Houses. I've been playing.
How much what progress you got on there?
Probably not that much. I mean, I only fought like 2 battles. Honestly, I've just been talking to everybody, and talking to everybody takes a toll. So then I switched to Final Fantasy, not Final, Crisis Core, and I've been playing
Mhm.
that. And I put like 6 hours or so in that. That's been fun. Met Aerith, and there that little interaction, and then moving forward into like more of the story. As you stated, it's a lot of cutscenes, a lot of dope
Yeah.
cutscenes.
You know what? You know what part you at? Or what you remember?
I just right now I am in the building fighting with Angel came back. He got that little wing. We flew up into the building.
Oh, and you.
Just yeah, Angel. And we met up with Sephiroth again, and now we're in the building trying to save the head CEO from Genesis.
Was it Lazard? Is that his name?
I
Something
don't
like
know
that.
his name. I know some guy
Okay,
though.
but yeah, going after
Yeah,
Genesis.
yeah. Right now,
Um,
Angel, whatever his name is, he was the one that we was fighting, and then all of a sudden he said, "Can you help us?" And now he's trying to stop Genesis and that doctor.
yeah.
So whatever. That's what we're doing right now. And I'm liking the combat system a lot more, and I've been able to stream it to my because I got the Steam Deck. I can stream remote play the
Yeah.
PS5, so I've been able to play that throughout the
Now
house.
you making decent progress in it because I know you ain't played it in a while, but that's I mean it's not like close to the end or anything, but like you making decent progress. I'll say because like you get into I guess the more story focused stuff like
Yeah,
with Mrs. and Angel and all that. So yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
wait,
but
so
that's good.
did you already get to the? No, you didn't get to Zach when he like the time skip, but he and Jill didn't show he had like a wing until later, didn't he?
He showed it when y'all go to his
Nibelheim?
hometown.
Yeah,
No,
we went
when
to
you go to his
Midgar.
hometown.
Oh,
Uh,
not his hometown. Yeah, yeah, his hometown. That's where we seen it. But then and then is because he I don't know. I mean, it seemed like it's not a spoiler. I guess it's spoilers, so
Yeah,
I ain't
he
gonna say
killed his
that.
mom. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, Josh spoiled this. Josh said, "Well, no, man, he did that to her." I was like, "G, hold on, I ain't played it." But spoiled. But yeah. But no, it's
not
interesting,
even
and
hit.
I put it on the hardest difficulty because I was like, I wanted to challenge myself. Uh, and it's not hard. It's just more of what is it? What is it? It's more of the uh, it's more of the inability to quickly come out of a combo. I hate that. I was like,
Hmm.
bro, I feel like y'all should be in the more Devil May Cry esque stuff, and y'all not. But it's like flashy and stuff like that, and I feel like it's as fluid as that. But then when it comes to the dodge mechanic or the actual guard mechanic, it's difficult, especially when you got like my man trying to poison thrust you, and I'm like, bro, stop! I can't dodge or thrust like that. And then the other one, and then they just be throwing magic, and then they do their jump attacks, and you can time it, but it's really difficult to see who doing something off camera. So it's better to just guard. So yeah, you just can't mix it well like I want to. But I've been playing that too, and I think outside of that, that's been about it. I just been playing those two games really for over the last week, and I think it was something else I was playing. Now I can't remember it. I was just trying to. I think I put a little more time into the Odyssey demo, so I was like, man, should I buy this? And I'm thinking about buying it on the PlayStation 5. But then
Hmm.
again, it's cheaper on the Steam. I mean, it's on cheaper if I buy it through Steam. But I don't know. I see. I figure it out. Depends, because
It's
I
already
really
out. Right?
it's already out, but I haven't purchased yet because I still got other stuff I'm playing, and I was trying to beat Need for Speed Unbound and Crisis Core, so I can take them back and just buy Odyssey. Once I beat both of those, I'll be straight. Because I'm not really going. Right now, I'm kind of mad at on Need for Speed, to be honest. But I'm gonna go back and finish it in Crisis Core. I mean, it's just the freaking car system. I don't know. It's just I mean the cop system is just very, very annoying, especially when you get to 5. It's just like they don't stop, and if you try to get away, it's like difficult. And if you do get away, they like put cars right in front of you so that you have a really hard time staying escaped. It's like very annoying, but
Bro,
yeah.
How many hours you got in that game?
And Need for Speed Unbound, I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know, to be honest. Probably a decent amount. I mean, I got like 11 cars. I just had this whole thing with Rihanna's boyfriend popped up again. I had to drive him somewhere, and he was telling me about how he's just a normal human because he's actually ASAP Rocky in the game. And I said, Jesus Christ. So I'm listening to his monologue about how he's normal and all this stuff, and he got real problems too, and how he want to unify the underground street gang team so he can anyways, it was a bunch of nonsense. I was like, bro, stop talking. But I mean, that's the game. It's Need for Speed Unbound. ASAP Rocky.
Do you think that was a channel for him to try to communicate with the real world? Like he actually speaking real stuff that he actually feels? Or is just strictly towards the game?
Nah, absolutely. It was probably definitely like something that he was trying to state in the game as a message to the real world that he's just not. He go through struggles. He got problems. He make mistakes. It was definitely in that vein. So it wasn't as if it was talking to the guy because the guy didn't even need to be there. Like the guy would just prompt him to say something. Like my character, he'd be like, "So you like really built this or something like that." And then he'd go into this whole spiel, and I'm just like, "Bro, he asked you specifically about this, and then you go into a whole spiel about nothing." Or not nothing, but his concerns or whatever, and it's just like that didn't even meet up. So, no, for sure, he was like using that as a way to express how he feels about the industry, how he feels about people and struggling, and how he connects with his audience and all that stuff too. So, yeah, for sure.
Rocky. How long is that game? Or like, is it?
It's like based off of like
main story
qualifiers. Yeah, you got like 5 weeks. I'm in week 3 of 5. And you got like you go out during the day and you go out during the night. So there's day and night cycles, but there's races on all of those, and like you can race or race as little as you want, but you want to make sure you have these nice type of cars so that you can win the qualifiers. And then you want to have the money to buy into the qualifier. So you got like 100,000, 50,000, 25,000. So you got to make that money during the week. Have a car that's worthy to get into it because it's like A tier, it's B, A tier, S tier, and S plus plus, and something else. So there's like tiers to your automobiles and stuff like that, and you have to get a good car for like certain tiers and have the money to buy in to actually do the race. And there's 5 qualifiers, and then at the end of that, I'm pretty sure I'm going to fight race the big bad, which is this person I knew that stole all our cars at the beginning of the game, and that's pretty much the story. So I'm in week 3, about to do my qualifier, then start week 4, and then week 5, and then I'll be finished. But it's not that long of a game. It's like probably be like 30 hours, 25 hours if you rush through it. But I just been trying to customize my cars, make sure I'm doing everything right. And the races are hard. They're not like easy races. Like the difficulty level is very, very, very good. It's you don't have the ability to set the difficulty. It's just set for you. And the cars, they really do be like, if you mess up a few times, you're not gonna win. And then you can. So most of the time, I'm finishing races at second and third place because I don't want to use a retry on it. Because if I use a retry, you only get 4 in a day and night cycle. So it's like parameters to it that make it fun to play. Anyways, but yeah, it's like probably like 25, 30 hours if I'm not if I was just blowing through it. But yeah. So yeah, that's what I've been playing. I didn't want to go into another Need for Speed Unbound conversation, but pretty much that's what I've been doing. What you been up to, Jalen? Any games, life updates, things you've been doing over the weekend? Anything interesting?
Nah, not just one. Nah, not specifically. Gonna go to Japan next week. That's gonna be lit. So I gotta make sure I got things situated this week. That and I'm trying to think what else. I've been playing. I guess the only game I really been playing was like Mario Galaxy.
Mario
Galaxy.
Yeah.
What you playing it on?
Steam Deck.
What he means to say is his Wii. What he means to say he's been playing it on his Wii console.
What you mean?
I mean, your Wii and controls they work all right.
I mean, it ain't as seamless, but I mean, you don't need to use it that
you don't
much.
have to do that much, yeah.
Yeah, so yeah. Yeah, I've been playing that, but that's really about it though. I said I was gonna go play Metal Gear Solid 3, but I was getting a little annoyed by the camera in that game. So
Which one was you trying to play? Not the original. I hope.
yeah, I was trying to play the original. You think I should go play? So what is it, Subsistence or Substance?
Yeah, because Substance fixes the camera, and I think it has like other improvements, but like that's the main thing, that it gives it an actual 3D controllable camera, versus the original, which was like kind of the fixed camera angles.
Yeah, well, I need to go play that one because that one I was trying to play that. I'm just looking like, bro, I can't even see the dudes across the field and they see me.
Yeah, because I know the HD collection was on PS3, and I think that version is easy to play, but I don't know. Either Subsistence or the HD collection, they both are probably a better pick than the original.
Oh, okay. Maybe I'll try to get is it which one is Substance, 2 or 3?
I forget because I think Metal Gear Solid 3 Substance and 2 Subsistence. I don't know. Something like that. But the re-release of MGS3 is the default on the HD collection for anybody interested. So that's the one that you want to play. That they improve the controls.
It probably won't run as good as the PS2 one though, right? Because it's like the higher, you know what I'm saying? That's what me and Deontay talking about.
I mean, it might be small changes on the between the PS3 and the PS2 version, but the main thing is that the PS2 version, the re-release did get the updated camera, so it's still playable, I think.
So. Substance is Metal Gear Solid 2. You said Substance.
Substance is 2, and Subsistence.
Subsistence is 3. Yeah.
Yeah.
And did those ever come to America?
I think so, because I think I remember seeing somebody saying the European version added extra difficulties or something.
Yeah, it came out March 14th in America. Japan came out December 22nd, though, 2005. So 2006 we got it.
Yeah, maybe I'll go get Subsistence then.
I didn't know there was a difference, to be honest with you.
Yeah, I didn't know until they re-released it, and then people were saying the differences.
The DLC before DLC was a thing. Just re-released the whole game.
Yeah. Because, I mean, games with fixed camera angles, they try to make it interesting with, like, putting the camera in different places, but it's just a lot more difficult to sneak around in that mode, so having a free camera is better.
Gotcha. Yeah. Okay.
This is up. Jalen playing the classics.
Yeah, he playing the classics, man.
They gotta play the best Metal Gear Solid ever made, right? Supposedly.
Yeah. I mean,
Allegedly.
I like it. I think it's one of the best, but
I mean, we sure ain't saying it's gonna be Metal Gear Solid 5.
I'm not
That's for
playing that
sure.
game.
I mean, fundamentally, all of the groundwork is there. It's just not an interesting game to play. But the groundwork laid there was immaculate. I mean, it could have been a big hit, but you know,
It was a hit, wasn't it? Didn't they give it a 10?
I didn't
I
give
don't
it no
think
10.
I'll get it 10. No.
I don't think it's a 10.
If it did, I mean, the game
4.
wasn't finished, so you can't give that end of the game a 10 because it's just
No.
like stop.
Nah, man, you can't do that.
But no, 1 is a classic, 2 is good, but a lot of people got issues with it. But 3 is just pretty straightforward, no weird stuff. I mean, it's no weird story, it's just pretty straightforward and pretty good.
I mean,
4
like how
and
2
5,
story was weird.
yeah, because 2 they trying to like trick you and like, is this real? Is this fake? Who doing this? Who doing that? 3, like they literally explain everything in the story, and it, it's just a good story.
Good wrap up, good round up there.
Too much fourth wall stuff going on in the second one.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
But what I've been playing. So
yeah, we didn't even get to you about it.
Yeah, my bad. I'll try not to be too long. I haven't played much other than XCOM and Midnight Suns.
Mm-hmm.
Because I finished XCOM 2 last week, and I started the DLC, which is War of the Chosen. I didn't know anything about it other than people really liked the DLC and they promoted it a lot. But what I didn't know is that the War of the Chosen is a re-release of the original game, but it has like DLC stuff mixed into the story, which was actually fine because I thought I would have to go through all the same missions, but they actually changed up the game a lot. There are a bunch of new missions, new classes. Bosses will invade your game every now and then to like mix it up. And it was actually really good. And like, so XCOM 2 for me was like an 8 or a 9, and War of the Chosen is pretty much a 10. So all that to say, I liked the developers, Firaxis. They make really good. It's a tactical RPG, but it's still pretty. It's turn based, and like chess or whatever, or like Fire Emblem. But they did a really good job at it. And so their newest game I bought, Midnight Suns, which is the Marvel like tactical game, and when it came out, I think it got pretty mixed reviews. For I say some of it is fair, but like the game is in like 3 parts. The combat, which is still turn-based combat, it does have cards, but the cards are actually super simple. Like, it's not like you doing like a real card game. It's just basically think of a I don't know, turn-based game like Pokemon, but every attack has a special effect. So like, you could be Iron Man and you could run up and punch somebody, and when you punch them, they will fly back and hit something, and whatever it hits, it will also damage. So you're just trying to plan out everything that you do. I'm be Spider-Man. I'm gonna swing and kick somebody and kick them into a truck, and the truck is going to explode or something like that. Like, it's pretty cool because you don't have to really think about the cards. You're just thinking about how you want to move around the map and do stuff. The second part is the social stuff, which I think a lot of people didn't like as much because it's you have to do a lot of it, kind of like Fire Emblem. You got like a little base where you walk around, talk to people. The more you talk to them, you like buff up their stats and stuff. And that's cool. I mean, for me, I enjoy it because a lot of the characters are like kind of obscure. They do have the Avengers, like Captain America and Iron Man and stuff. And then the other half are characters that like I never heard about, or I have heard about them, but I don't know about them that much, like Ghost Rider or Blade or like Magic and stuff like that. Anyways, so far I'm enjoying it, but I can see like since it's kind of like mandatory, like after every mission you got to go talk to everybody. You can get tired of it, especially if you don't like their personalities. But I don't mind it. And then the third part to the game though is basically at your little base you can go out into the forest outside and explore, and it's basically just like the Mortal Kombat crypt where you just exploring, opening up chests. Maybe you'll find like a puzzle or something to like solve to give you resources. That part is, I think, the weakest. Like, it's cool to be able to go out and explore, but since there's no like combat, there are no enemies or anything like that, you're just wandering around the forest until like you get stuck, and then you're like, all right, well, I'm gonna go back home and go to sleep. So I think if they would have done more to, I guess, connect that with the rest of the game, it would have been more interesting. Because you do get good stuff, from the chest, and you want to do it. It's time consuming. It's not actually much going on.
Gotcha.
Yeah,
Okay.
but overall, I played probably like 20 hours of it.
Which one do you? I guess which one would you recommend to people if they never played a real time strategy? Like which one? XCOM 2, Midnight Suns. Which one is more approachable?
Well, it's tactical strategy, not real time. So
sorry,
you're
right.
Controller down and leave it. But yeah, probably Midnight Suns only because it's not as difficult as XCOM. Like XCOM is known for like how to put it. Like in XCOM, you'll have a battle and you have an enemy that you want to attack, and so you got a 85% chance to shoot this enemy and kill them, and then you'll shoot and you'll miss, and then the enemy will shoot you and kill your character, and that's permadeath, and now you GG. So XCOM is a lot more complicated with the systems. It's still like, I think overall more you have more freedom with like since it's more complicated, you have more control over how you build your characters and how you plan the battles and stuff like that. But it's a lot more difficult and probably more frustrating for some people who are new to the genre. So Midnight Suns, you don't really got to worry about any of that stuff. It's pretty like difficulty wise, not that difficult, and there's no permadeath, so you can just revive your character after they die, stuff like that. So
how does permadeath work because I've been playing Fire Emblem, and how does permadeath work in there? Because they got like characters you gotta build relationships with or whatever. Do they just supplement them in with someone else, or you just don't have that character anymore, or like the ability to have that kind of character?
If they're a main character, like I don't know what you probably haven't picked how to put it. If they're a main story character, it'll usually tell you in the mission like this character has to stay alive or you get a game over. Otherwise, one or two things that happen. One, the character dies and they're just gone completely. You never see or hear anything about them again. Or two, the character dies, so it removes them from gameplay. You can't play as them anymore, but they'll still be in this story. That's usually how they handle it.
Gotcha. If they're actually okay, that makes sense.
If they're too important to the story, they'll still be around, but you just can't use them. Otherwise, they're just dead and they're gone.
Dang. Interesting. Well, most of the time you can just restart your save if you die, right? And you can like try it again.
And in Fire Emblem you can just restart your save, and even in XCOM, it's called save scumming, where basically you save after everything you do. That way you just go back. But XCOM does have a difficulty option called Iron Man, which when you turn it on, it auto saves after every action. So you can't. No, it auto saves after every action, and it deletes the previous save, so you can't go back. But I'm not gonna do all that. But a lot of people play that game like that.
Oh my god! Well, that's how you do it, baby. No, thank you.
Yeah. But what I was gonna say, even though Midnight Suns might be a little more accessible, it's a AAA game. It's like $60-$70 on modern systems. Buy it on sale, see if you like it, or you can get XCOM, which is like $10 usually for the game and the DLC. So there might be a better option if it's like on sale somewhere. And I know they gave it out at some point for PlayStation Plus. So you might have it, I think.
I might have it on either the Xbox or the PS or the PlayStation. If I wanted to try it. I don't know if going through difficult scenarios without some interesting dialogue happening would be my forte. I'm already more invested in like Marvel characters than I would be in like XCOM characters, but I don't know how
because
well they
XCOM
do
doesn't have the story is okay, but it's more about like you complete missions and then like you get a separate cutscene. But the characters are all created character. Like you create your whole party, and you don't care about them unless it's like your favorite character. So like when I was saying playing it on Steam, you can download all the mods and stuff right from the Steam page. Like I downloaded Apex characters and like I was using Wraith as like one of my main characters. And she was really good in killing everybody. But whenever like she got killed, there's permadeath. I'm like, all right, that's my best character. I'm not about to keep playing the game. My best character dead. So let me reload my previous save.
Gotcha. Yeah. So with the mods and stuff, it kind of helped in curving that, I suppose. Yeah, I mean, that's what I was thinking about. I was going to wait until it's very, very cheap and I'm done with all the other stuff that I'm playing. So it's not like I was jumping into one anytime soon. I already have Fire Emblem. There's no reason for me to try to jump into something else. So I will learn that system, which is an interesting system to say the least. And I keep going from there and kind of building on those tactical strategy games, I suppose. But okay. Let's see. What topics is that? That was all intro. Topics.
Yeah, we got a bunch of layoffs, bunch of stuff going on.
Yeah, it's not funny, but yeah, Xbox had or Microsoft, the company entirely, laid off 10,000 people. And some of that included some of their, Xbox game division, and I think some people from 343 Industries. There's a lot of rumors and speculation. I don't really know what's true right now. 343 is saying that they're still making games. They're still going to be on Halo. They're still making single player focused games. Everybody else is saying, no, you're not. You're done. And, or you're not really at the helm of it. You're more of a backup help. So I don't really know what's true. All I really know is that they got hit by layoffs, which is understandable. I don't know what that means for the future of Halo, but I would expect that from those types of seasons. I mean, what would you expect people to continue to play a free game that you made free at the end of it because you thought it would be more appeasing, and then not knowing that free games means way more work on the back end to make sure people want to continue to play. Like Halo Infinite should have been $60. Everybody should have paid for their entryway, and they probably made their money on the front end and probably would have still been in business. But because they did the free model, everybody only plays the multiplayer, and it costs every time they put something up. How are they going to recoup? So it's understandable, but it sucks. So,
yeah, and there've been a lot of layoffs in tech in general, like Google and other people have laid off a bunch of people
Facebook,
this week. Yeah,
Twitter. But Twitter rolls. That's Elon. So
yeah, but I think financially, just the world and the tech industry in general trying to brace for
a recession,
hard times. Yeah,
that's what it is.
And with 343, like I don't think they're gonna. Well, I don't know. I don't think they're going to be removed completely. Like at this point, I think either Microsoft would just like put Halo on the back burner completely and like not worry about it, or let 343 just downsize and keep plugging at the multiplayer and stuff like that. The main thing is that they were saying that like a lot of their art people, a lot of their people working on single player or like planning to work on single player stuff got cut because they don't see uh, the benefit of it right now. Keep the multiplayer running, and that'll be enough, I guess, for them for a while. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't mind 343, but a lot of people feel like they should give Halo to a different developer. I don't think it's fully their fault. I think it's just more Microsoft and management as a whole, and I don't know how they can ever get around that because all Microsoft's like first party games have been having like issues for a while.
Yeah. It's tough. It's tough being in that position, especially when you're trying to take the helm from Bungie, switch over, and still do your own thing. It's tough, and they had quite a bit of time to try to figure something out. And overall, they have been just. It's felt like it's just it's you feeding somebody, but with no sustenance. So it's just like it doesn't feel worthwhile, and that's pretty much what their releases have been felt like. Um, Halo Infinite was probably their best showing for a multiplayer, and they still fumbled the bag on that one, which is tough to watch because the game itself is overall really good. Like the core mechanics, like it's really fun. Doing certain things in that game that you normally that you I guess you normally wouldn't find anywhere else. And there's just like this level of precision that come along with Halo and like the feel of it, and there's like this feeling that you get when you play it, and that feeling was it was capitalized, and it was yeah it was actually encased and actually was replicated, but I don't know, they just couldn't figure it out on the other part, like season pass challenges, actually having more fun modes, keeping the production up, and making sure that you have actual things that are interesting to do in the game. Like they were trying to do a fiesta and all that stuff, and it wasn't doing much to move the needle. Like I said, I felt like they needed like a battle royale or something, bro. Like they needed a separate portion of it where they really did something unique with Halo, because they can do it with Halo. I just don't know why they haven't done it yet. Maybe that's the next big release. I don't know. But thinking Halo Infinite, you like, well, that's infinite possibilities. But no, I don't know. Whatever it was, they worked more on the Forge, which is understandable. Forge is a huge component of it, and I think people really enjoy that portion of it. But it's just difficult to get people interested in a game in the first place, and you had that, and then you lost it. So it's really tough to kind of come back from that. And understandably so, they have been laying people off because there's no way for them to recoup that if they don't have the live service community interested in playing your live service game. There's just no way possible for you to stay afloat. So some people had to get cut. And that's unfortunate because at least they waited until the new year, but it's still like, yeah. Whew, don't want to be in tech right now, that's for sure.
Yeah, what else happened?
Yeah, the Xbox, it's still Xbox in the same casing, like they're not gonna get that Activision deal done. The European Union is now reportedly trying to stop it. So they just got people all across the board just wanting to stop this deal for some reason, and I don't know. I don't think it's gonna get done now. I had hope that Big Philly was gonna pull it off, but I think there's a insurmountable force that's just pushing this thing to not be done, and I don't really see them actually winning anytime soon. At least in the next if they get it done in 5 years. I really don't have a timeline on this no more. Like the timeline for this type of acquisition and all of the turmoil and things that are putting up against it, like they would have to literally be in court and they have to fight each one of these, right? Is it like they make a case and then the European Union, like I don't even understand how that process works, but all I know is that there are people that are literally trying to on the daily basis stop this deal from going through, which makes me concerned that it ever happened. So I'm gonna take that off the list. They have not bought Activision, Blizzard, and unfortunately, Xbox would have to just continue that fight if they want to in order to kind of make that purchase. I mean, it'll be a big win for them for sure. But I mean, we'll see. Sony ain't for no games, obviously. And while they still buy up and take, they like, nah, G, not you too, just us. So big Sony over there pulling some strings in the background that we know nothing about. But yeah, any thoughts on that Activision Xbox acquisition, Josh or Jalen?
No, I mean it's I personally don't feel like it would be bad for consumers for it to go through, but the European Union and all those people, it's their job to look at that stuff. And Activision Blizzard is one of the biggest third parties. So
Yep.
I can see why some people would be upset about it, other than like the dumb demands that like Sony was making. But they were saying who else, like Google and other people have like jumped on board too.
Yeah, they don't want them to get King, and I know that's a big acquisition part of it because they make money. They print money over there in the those stupid phone games, bro. I mean, they're not stupid. A lot of people play mobile games, but it ain't never been for me. Ain't probably never will be for me. Maybe my kids, but a lot of mobile games are getting much better. I was looking at this little thing for like a Call of Duty game, and it was like having special animations for a weapon. I was like, what the heck is they playing? And it turned out it was Call of Duty Mobile. So but yeah, that's a new realm for me, new space, and if they can pull it off, I mean, I surely know that would be a big deal. So not only in the gaming space but also in the mobile space, Xbox would have like a foot on people's necks instantly. So it's tough. I don't think it's like a bad situation to be in, especially if you can make the purchase of that amount. But now that everything you do is not on everybody's radar because they feel like you're trying to gobble up the industry, and in reality, once Xbox started to acquire some of these smaller places, like they still haven't made a game for these people. Like I can see if they were like pushing and forcing these companies to really push out games or do anything. Like Xbox has bought a lot of stuff over the last 2 and 3 years. What have we seen come out yet, Josh? We still ain't got Hellblade 2. Like, come on. Like that tells me that they not forcing nobody to do nothing. They're not making hard decisions or making them make hard decisions. In my opinion, I feel like they just taking their time and they gonna come out when they come out. Like Halo had the extra time, and that's one of their biggest games that supposed to come out with the console, and they pushed it back a whole year. And then it still was like a bad game, and not a bad game, but it was still like it did okay. But now, obviously, I mean, you put something out like that, it's Halo for God's sake. So I just don't know. I don't understand that whole let's stop them like they're gonna be the bad guys in the situation. But at the same time, once you had a power, you had a power. It's not like you can return it. So whatever. Overall, I just saw that these games were going to come to Game Pass. I can buy a subscription service and buy a bunch of games that make my spending habits a lot shrink a lot. I mean, I don't play a lot of Activision games that aren't free anyway. So it's not like it was always going to be in my wallet, but it just provides another avenue for me to try out other games that I want to play, like EA games that I never would purchase ever. I was able to try because of EA Play being included in EA Game Pass. So it's just those things, like Need for Speed Unbound. Literally never played that game. I would probably never play it unless I was able to access that 10-hour trial. And I was like, this game kind of dope. And then I bought it. So those types of things is like what interests me down the road when they make these large acquisitions. Do I need everything to come to Game Pass like they're doing? No, but it's cool. I don't know how how sustainable that business model is, but if they throw everything in there, they throw everything in there. I mean, I'm paying for mine, so it's just interesting. That's all. But yeah. Hopefully it goes through. I guess I'm indifferent at this point. I was like, go Xbox, but people have raised some good points, and you have to think about it from like a long term perspective. So I guess I'm just indifferent. Nintendo, your boys at Nintendo, Jalen, your favorites. They put out a statement. Basically, the Nintendo Switch is here to stay for a while. How does that make you feel? How does that make y'all feel? I know how it makes me feel, but how it make y'all feel when the Nintendo is doubling down, like the Nintendo 3DS on for the Switch?
I mean, I guess it's cool. I never really seen a reason to like double down on the Switch. I think Switches is like plentiful. Like it's plenty in stock. I feel like the pandemic had like a big factor on the Switch and like a lot of its sales or whatever. So it's cool that they reinforcing that. But I mean, I think the time period is changing as we move out the pandemic. A lot of companies been like taking hits, and it seems like a recession is coming.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't really know what that's going to do or whatever. But from a consumer standpoint, I mean, I guess it's cool that they doing that. I mean, I had a Switch since 2017. I don't really like play my Switch. Again, I'm not like the typical like gamer person, but I think a lot of people that do got Switches aren't typical gamers either, right? They got it for the Animal Crossing or, just little different things like portability, all that type of stuff or whatever. So, but I guess my biggest point is that, I mean, the thing came out in 2007, it's 2000 or 2023 now at this point in time. And a year or two ago or whatever, they came out with the OLED Switch or whatever to increase the price. And then I don't know if they took regular Switches off the market or whatever, because I know the base price is a little bit higher than MSRP. For the OLED Switch, I haven't looked into that realm or whatever to see how much Switches cost, how often they be on sale, all that type of stuff. But I'm sure that's the biggest point that Deontay got is just the technological aspect of it. I mean, I don't got the best eyes and stuff like that, but last time I checked, it can't put out 1080, not for real. So it's like,
no, they probably never has hit 1080 on it. Well,
even in dock mode, it can't hit 1080, right?
I mean, it's very rare games that can do that. I think Mario Party or not Mario Kart. I think that runs at 800, 900p, 60. So it's very rare. But I mean, it doesn't matter because people think it's in docked mode or it's in like it's upscaled to 1080. I'm just like, man, come on, dog. Y'all got to at least.
But I mean, to their defense, is fine when you playing things like Mario. Like Mario already looks nice and stuff like that. I don't need to see Mario with 1080 for real. But it's just like when you do things and you can tell some of the games need some of that, like
extra
some more power.
Yeah,
like Zelda and stuff like that. Like when you play Zelda
or Bayonetta 3
handheld.
Yeah,
like it's a little blurry and stuff like that. And like, the game is great. Like it could just be a little bit more appealing. And of course, it don't take away from the game point. But I mean, you still get some games that take some dips and stuff. And I feel like a lot of that could be alleviated theoretically if it was like put it on a stronger system, even such as like a PS4. I'm not saying it needs to be a PS5 or PC or anything like that, but just there is technology out there and they're clearly using data technology to, they've been matching. I like to say it. Like they cutting corners where they can. people gonna buy our Switch. We love Switches because we love Mario. Mario gonna sell. Like, who don't love Mario? But it's just I feel like they never had that push to like, well, we need to switch something. Like, clearly the Wii U failed. My bad, I'm going with it. The Wii U failed or whatever. So they did something. That generation died pretty quickly or whatever. And they've been trying to find this like sweet spot. And I think the Switch, they really found like a good sweet spot. Now they like super content. Like, yeah, we gonna keep doing this, bro. Like, so
Yeah, just like
and as time goes on,
the 3DS, man. I mean, you know how long that thing, like the Nintendo DS and then the 3DS, like the same type of, I think it was the same level of compute. I'm not sure if it was like as bad, but the Nintendo DS Lite, Nintendo 3DS, and like over that generation, Josh, how big of a difference was those like and graphical or even power wise? It wasn't really much. It was like the gimmick, right? That's how I remember it. Like 3DS.
I mean,
they switched
yeah,
on the 3DSs. I think some of them was a tad bit better, like stronger, kind of. I think the
slightly
3DS.
the DS to the 3DS was a jump because they started doing the 3D stuff and they
Mm-hmm.
can run a lot stronger games. But the entire 3DS generation, they did have the new 3DS, which was technically stronger. It can take your 20 FPS Hyrule Warriors on the DS to 30 or like 25. But in practice, it didn't really matter for most games. Like if your game could barely hit 30, it'll hit 30. Otherwise, if it wasn't hitting 30, it's not hitting 30. So they do really, really small jumps. So I don't know if or when they're ever going to replace the Switch with a more powerful system, but at this point they feel like it's just better to keep selling the Switch as is. People will hold on, people will buy it, even though like we're hoping for like better performing and more impressive like specs from the system, like for games like Zelda. Everybody and their mama gonna buy Zelda, and that's what they banking on. So it doesn't matter what people play it on, they're still gonna buy it.
Yeah, they don't want to split the market. I mean, I understand the business aspect of what Nintendo is doing. They don't want to split the market. Everybody's going to have the same Switch that runs those games and the same capabilities. They don't want to have people, I don't know if developers can working towards two different systems, which is not that big of a deal, especially when there's multiple systems out there already and they haven't been sunsetted. But my take is that simply it's all to the benefit of Nintendo. Like, they don't care enough, and it's like it feels as if they won't give you even the options. Like, I mean, obviously that's that whole conversation about them having online and all this stuff is dead and gone. Nobody cares anymore. That stuff is going to fall to the way that fell to the wayside, and I feel like this is the same thing that's going to happen for this, where this console, this Switch, is going to just become this 3DS again, whereas that's not dead technology. I wouldn't call the 3DS dead technology, but it's more like forgotten because it was so bad by the end of it that everybody was looking for something new. That it just became not even useful to the average kid because it was so poorly used, because it's like nothing can be done on this thing other than what y'all created it for. So I think the Switch is going to get to that point where there's nothing really else to do on it but to play those games, and it just becomes another thing where the leap is so astronomical that you can't even go backwards compatible on it. And I don't like when they do that. Like, that's what makes me feel like I don't want to give no money to the Switch. I don't want to put any money in it. And I want to buy everything physical so I can sell it, because I really don't feel like they are going to, one, take my cloud saves, do anything to make that game move forward with the new console, because it's going to be such a large leap in power or processing that they have to start all over again. And because they don't want to do incremental upgrades, it just feels like they leave so much behind, and they have to put themselves in another dire situation where it's make or break. This next thing has to be amazing. And if it's not, they have another Wii U situation. And I'm just like, why do they keep doing that? Like, you have a formula. Just upgrade the specs and put it out. Like, there's nothing else to do. But I feel like, again, the next thing that they do, it's not going to be a Switch. I think it's going to be something else. And it's going to be 8 years from now or 5 more years from now. And it's going to be something, or I don't know. I just don't feel like, from all I'm hearing from these people and what I'm hearing from these, like Nintendo, they are making, in my opinion, a big mistake. I'm not saying I'm not saying that Zelda can't get in here and get out of here quick enough. I'm saying that we're going to have they're doing the same thing again. We'll have a bunch of HD remasters for all these games that came out on the Switch. We're going to have a bunch of upgrades that, just like the Wii U to the Switch. And then it's going to just happen again. And I guess if you're only paying for one console throughout that time frame, that's fine. But it just feels like a slap in the face for the people that are dedicated to your console and want to actually enjoy it and enjoy the games that you put on it in the right way. It just feel like, nah, G, we got to wait for this game to become even worse on here. And we got to keep making sure all these games run terrible. So that way, when we go to the next thing, it's a much better experience and you feel like you earned something or won the lottery, when in reality, all they did was give you the bare minimum again, because they're going from one bare minimum to the next. And that's what I feel like. That's just going to happen again. And people are going to be so excited. And then it's going to be like, y'all really didn't do anything special, like, at all. The Switch ain't special. We play it as a handheld. The Joy-Cons and everything, they thought it was neat. The HD Rumble, they thought it was neat. The coolest thing about that thing is that it undocks and docks, and we have been shown that is possible with other things that are more capable. So it's just not it no more. I just feel like I mean they had to prove the concept that it worked, which they did, and I guess I can't deny them the ability to innovate. I just don't like how they do it and how they go about doing it. It feels as if it's a cheap way of doing it. I don't know. It just feels cheap. I feel like I'm being robbed most of the time. And
yeah, the main thing is just they're not very forward thinking as far as what the consumer needs. It's like, you can't deny that they're making money and whatever they're doing is working from the business sense like that. But part of the reason that the Wii U failed is because consumers were not put into a place where they were happy and confident to move over to that system. And no matter what games people put out, people were just not moving over to it.
Do you think that's why they were nervous about the Switch 2?
I mean, if you got a hit, you got a hit. And, they always say, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. But it's not like, I don't think they have to do anything weird or drastic. Like, people are literally asking for the Switch, but stronger. Like, you don't need new gimmicks. You don't need crazy features. Like,
you know, they gonna put out a game pad.
It doesn't even have to be I mean, realistically, it doesn't even have to be like a different generation. Like, keep the same operating system, just better specs. That's all people really want. And I think that would be enough, and not really split their player base too much. But I don't know, like, that's just not how they want to do things, and they don't want to put any more money into research and development or whatever they are thinking about. Versus if you look at Xbox and PlayStation, like, even they don't do things perfectly, but at least, like, backwards compatibility, same account system unified across the whole thing. When you put out the new system, They give you a period where you're going to get cross-platform stuff, so people who can't upgrade still get to play God of War, and people who do upgrade get a better version of it. Like, that's really all people are hoping for. Give me a way to play Zelda on whatever I have, and if I have the better hardware, I can play it on a better hardware. I will happily give you the extra money to play it on a better hardware.
Yeah.
And even
This
from my
is.
standpoint, like that's all I want. Like, I mean, I just feel like I don't think they need to like Josh said. I don't think they need to innovate. They don't need no other gamepad. If you want to play Switch games, you know where to play the Switch games at. Like you need a Switch to go play these games. If you want to play Mario, you need a Switch. They got good games. Like they put out some good games. It's just
No, for
sad
sure,
that
for sure.
they put out stuff and they don't have the technology to go along with the game, and they put in a bare minimum. And when you go see, you see the Xbox and the PlayStation. So we talking about 1080, 30 frames, and now we at 4K, 60 frames. All you know, what I'm saying, all this type of stuff or whatever. And the Switch just lags behind. And I'm not asking for them to do 60 frames, 4K, any of that type of stuff. But when I go cut my PlayStation 4 on, I shouldn't see that much of a difference from my PlayStation 4. And then I go cut my PlayStation 5 on, and then the Switch on, like, you know what I'm saying, like a bump on the log or whatever. Just make the thing just a little bit stronger. And when you even look at the PlayStation 4 and the Xbox through their generation, they come out with new iterations that does the same exact thing.
Yeah.
And one, the MSRP decreases, and then you start getting more value for what you're paying for, whatever, because technology is the thing that's going to keep going along. So you can't charge the 2013 PlayStation 4, or you can't charge 500 or 400 for that thing, and then move 3 years down the line and still want 400 for that thing. Well, we're going to give you a terabyte of storage now. We're going to make it slimmer and lighter. The fan going to be a little bit quieter, and it's going to be slightly stronger. You know, you can compare the regular Xbox One to the Xbox One S. Like, I'm not saying that it was a huge difference and stuff like that, but it was slightly stronger. It was just little subtle things that you might notice after going through the generation or whatever versus the Switch. That mug at ground zero still, and it's just like, well, this is what we finna do. And then they released the OLED version, and they increased the MSRP for nothing. Like that is maddening, bro. Like, at least decrease the MSRP. That Switch is still $300 doggone, bro. Like, that's crazy. And the thing is 6 years old, and they still want $300 for it. I don't know if they took it off the market and just put the OLED ones on there now, so you have to pay $350, or I don't know how they did all that pricing thing, but I wouldn't put the shystiness past Nintendo to just snatch the regular one off the market and only let you buy the OLED ones for $350 at this point now, because they selling what they deem as premium product subjectively.
So my question is, because I see here now that the Wii U came out exactly 6 years after the Wii, and that was their quest to provide you more power and play the same game, because it was backwards compatible. Did it run the Wii games better? I don't think so, right? It just was backwards compatible, correct? It was an emulation of the Wii. Yeah. It didn't actually.
It need to run the Wii games better, because I mean the Wii games was as they was. You know what I mean? Like, it wasn't like, you know.
Right, but then they started making HD collection of GameCube games, correct? And then they started making HD collections of, because they didn't make any HD collections for Wii games, did they? Did they make any Wii games that were HD? I don't remember. That went from Wii U to Wii U, and it was an HD version. I don't think so. I think that happened all on the Switch. I think all of that started to happen on the Switch. And the GameCube game started to happen on the Wii U. Like, what was the game? Legend of Zelda, not Skyward Sword, but the other one, Twilight Princess, I think. And no, Twilight Princess came out on the Switch. It was the other one, the one with the tunic or cartoony. I don't know the game name.
Wind Waker.
Wind Waker, yeah, Wind Waker. That was the one that got the HD version as well on the Wii U. So, March 3rd, 2017 is when the Switch came out. It is now 2023. Um, hmm. I'm a betting man, I suppose. Do we do we get a do we get one in March? Do we get a new console in March? I know I just said all that stuff. But do we get one in
This
March?
year? No.
Yes.
Like a new system that's gonna come out in March,
Yeah.
like this year.
Yes.
No, they Switch is working. They not gonna leave that alone.
All right. So Jalen, no. Josh, you said no too,
They
right?
gonna keep that mug running, bro. Like for what?
No,
They doubling down.
because their biggest game is Zelda, and if it's not coming out the same day as Zelda, then it's not coming out this year.
Zelda come out what? March what?
No, did it come out March? I thought it was
I thought it was in June.
June. Yeah.
Let me see. Tears of the Kingdom. Oh, it's May. May 12th.
Yeah, May. Okay. Yeah, if
Do
it's
we
not coming
get-
out at the same time, it's not coming out.
So you don't think anything coming out this year?
Mm-mm.
I think Nintendo will do something. What I think they're gonna do, and what it sounds like they might do, is they might have something come out. I don't know.
Maybe a stronger Switch when Zelda come out. That's the only thing I could speculate. I would hope they'd do something like that, but hopefully the MSRP ain't what 400 at this point.
Yeah. I don't know.
It's just stagnant. I mean, it ain't been no leaks or nothing like that. I mean, I feel like we'd have seen something like that. But I mean, obviously it's a leak, but for a reason. But you know,
I feel like they have the most ability to surprise us, but I mean y'all could be right. I just feel like it's a missed opportunity. It's too much of a missed opportunity for them to do this, to keep doing this. And I feel like it's stupid. And I feel like even if the console is bad, they still have the Switch. I don't know. I don't see a reason why they couldn't keep backwards compatibility and provide a more powerful hardware. Or, because if I mean, like I'm saying, it feels like a total departure from the Switch. I don't see a reason why they couldn't do that. Or, I don't see a reason why they couldn't bring out a more upgraded specs. Like, most people, the OLED came out of nowhere, and I think it was like 3 weeks before it was announced, 2 weeks before it was announced. I feel like Nintendo is the only company that could probably keep something like that under wraps.
I mean, yeah, honestly think if they dropped a new Switch, or not a new Switch, but an updated Switch around the time when Zelda come out, seeing as how the last Zelda ran, I think that would be a great opportunity for them to do that. However,
when does that movie come out? When does Super Smash Bros. Come out? The Smash Bros. Movie come out? That's like April, right? I'm in my conspiracy bag. April 7th. April 7th. May. I think they go. Why do I feel like they're gonna do something stupid? Like I feel like they're gonna have something in between. Like they're gonna do something, announce something, and it's gonna come out like, I don't know, April-ish, April time frame. Why do I feel that way? I don't know. But people would know. People would know. This is not like, you can't hide development of hardware that easily. Unless they keep it under the rules that it was canceled.
Yeah. So looking at the history, the Switch was revealed at the end of October 2016 and came out March next year. So less than 6 months
November,
after they revealed
December.
it.
Yep.
So if it was a new system, and the shortest amount of time is like six months before it come out, then they would reveal it. Like if you said if
So
it's
it
just
would
a
have already
revision,
been revealed.
for March it would have been revealed around this time in January. So I don't think it's a brand new system. If it's a revision, they probably could do a shorter time because I don't know when the OLED was
Oh, yeah, when was the
revealed.
OLED
But yeah, it was
revealed?
Switch. Oh,
I feel like it was like a month or two or something like that.
It
I
was
don't know.
very like short.
July was with the reveal
I
And it
remember there's a
came
lot of
out.
talks about it.
and came out November. So
Man, I'm telling. I think sometime next month or March, we gonna get an announcement.
mhm.
I feel that way. I just feel that way. Something in me is like, it makes the most sense, and I understand they want to ramp up the Switch because of freaking Zelda. That makes total sense, but if they are going to continuously provide, I don't know. I feel like that's what we're gonna get. I just do. And that's probably, I'm in my conspiracy bag because I don't really got no proof, but it just makes the most sense,
I mean,
and it doesn't
ramping
feel.
up.
Go
Okay,
ahead.
I ain't mean to cut you off. No, I was just saying ramping up Switch production could mean they ramping up Switch production and got a new type of Switch that's coming out. Like that could be, you know what I'm saying? Like, especially if it's not like a new Switch, like the Switch 1.5 or something like that, or it don't need to be like a whole 2.0. You get what I'm saying? Like, and it, like you said, it's
All
a
they
good
gotta do
opportunity.
is be able to run 1080-60 or 1080-60 docked and run 960 undocked. Like at a consistent level. Like it doesn't even have to be like the hugest of a difference. Like I don't need 4K. I don't even need per se a complete. I just needed to hit that 1080. And it's hard to do that. It's hard to do that. I ain't gonna hold you because the Steam Deck can't even do that. Like they have to go to like 900p undocked. They can run 1080 60 on like big screens and stuff like that, but that type of level of change is significant. The architecture is totally different. I'm just trying to see what could Nintendo truly do with their console to make it powerful enough to continue to run on that type of architecture. I mean, it's not like
Make Zelda less blurry.
yeah,
That's it.
it's
That's all they
really
need to
just
do.
about um, the smaller differences, like the Switch. The technology has come out. It's not like it hasn't. The technology is out. Like there is capable machines, portable capable machines now, and they don't do much on like. There's plenty of those out there, and I think aren't they running right now on like a mobile graphics card from Nvidia, right, Josh? The Tegra.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, there's been plenty of up. I think there's even been like a lot more upgrades when it comes to that. So, uh, I'm gonna go yes. They're
Mm-hmm.
gonna have a new console by the time it's the year of Nintendo. Like, come on, they wouldn't miss this opportunity. It doesn't make sense. They haven't broken it in a while. It's been 6 years every time.
Yeah. I mean, I would say they would be dumb if they don't release any new system, any upgraded system with Zelda. Like this is the most anticipated game for the last
And they know they can sell it.
years.
They know. There's no
Yeah.
reason not to. Like, I understand they saying, oh, we already have the player base, but keep that player base. But everybody's going to want a new system. Like, I'm like, bro, I want to play it on the best hardware possible. It's just so. I think we're gonna get one.
It really benefit them too. All they do is they need to put a bundle, call it new Switch or something like that, or
Yeah.
something, and it just people gonna buy it just off the strength of Zelda here. I want to have the best experience on Zelda. Zelda here, and then you got Joe Blows and they kid gonna want they ain't even gonna know the difference between the Switch. They just gonna be like new Switch. Oh, Zelda, like what's up? Like this what my kid want, or you know what I mean? It's just stuff like that. Like they can really sell it off the strength of that, bro. Just because that Zelda game that game years.
When did this one come out? Okay. 5-year difference. GameCube came out 2001 September. 5-year difference. Man, that thing coming out, dog. I think that mug gonna come out this year, somewhere around April. Right when that stupid Smash, or it could come out with Zelda. I mean, that would make the most sense. They have Zelda. Everybody's buying their new console. Everybody's getting it. Everybody's having fun. Blah 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 blah. But announcement. We could have an announcement in the next 2 weeks. That would be telling, because if it comes between now and March, that's understandable because you still got enough time to get people prepared for when that game actually drops, and people can talk about it for a while. It's gonna be the biggest news for a minute because everybody's been wanting one. Such a big missed opportunity if they do nothing. The OLED came out last year, right? Wait, no, it came out 2 years ago. Like last year, 21. November 21. So it's had its time to shine and people feel comfortable with that one being purchased, even though it's only been a year.
Bro, that one cheeks, man.
I mean, I know it's cheeks, but that is I'm trying to get into the mind of a scammer, really. Not a scammer, but somebody that is really trying to not manipulate, but really trying to give people the time to say, okay, well, we think this is going to be the next iteration, so we're going to upgrade here. How much time before I hit them pockets again? Because if we go by that, then that was their console. That if we go by the Switch OLED release date, that is a reset in their eyes, which I really don't want to. I really don't want to make that be the reset, because that would be October 8th, 2021. And it's not 6 years, it's 5, but that is around September is around the time the GameCube, and that 5-year difference is, like I said, I'm in my conspiracy theory bag. I don't know. I don't want to talk about this much further, but what I say is that hopefully something comes out, and if I come back on here and I was right, boy, y'all ain't gonna hear the last of it. But if I'm wrong, I'm wrong. Whatever. But I think we're gonna get a launch. I think it's gonna come out, like I said, with Zelda. I think we're gonna get an announcement in like a week and probably 2 weeks. It's on some sneaky stuff. If it doesn't, then we know that the Nintendo Switch is the one that's reset.
To be fair, Nintendo are the ones that'll have a random Nintendo Direct and just be like, Zelda coming out this time.
We got so many new announcements for you guys, but stay tuned, and then they're gonna pop up with some shit for real. So
yeah, but we'll see. It's about time. I know. I'm looking forward to whatever they got next. I'll still play Zelda, like you said. I'm not gonna skip it, but it'll be nice to play the best version of the game available.
Oh, for sure. And then you already know if it do come out, you have to be on it. No lollygagging, because if you lollygag, you're probably not gonna get it. So yeah. Okay. Well, outside of that, I didn't really have much else. We spent a lot on that topic, but was there anything else that we didn't get to? I know sports betting has become rampant, and everywhere, but Ohio really, because it just came out, and geez, I cannot go anywhere or do anything without seeing sports betting advertisement. It is the worst. Like, they are really sensationalizing gambling, bro. It's just gambling. You don't even watch these teams. You just gamble. Do a parlay. Gamble, gamble, gamble. Oh, these people gonna be up 10. Oh, these people gonna be under. Oh, these like, bro, it's just pure gambling, and it's so manipulative. And I feel like at some point we gonna get a big lawsuit for FanDuel, Stake, all these companies that are doing like large advertisement for their gambling services. I feel like we're gonna have a civil suit. Somebody gonna get hit with a civil suit. So, but I just wanted to bring it to people's attention that, man, you don't have to gamble. You don't have to do that. You don't need it. It's not important. It's very much a waste of time and money. And overall, we already know who won. Stake, FanDuel, all these companies that are doing it, because they are the ones that win. That's why they can give you away so much money for you, so many credits to their sites. There's like, no one can afford to give everybody $100 or $200 for signing up. Only people that can afford that is the mob, scammers, or people that are really just out to get you. Like, that is the take there. Like, there is no different take that you can get from I give you free money to use my app. It's all a gamble. It's worse than investments, and it's definitely worse than meme stocks. I'll take a meme stock over that any day. It's worse than all of it. Trust me. It's just not worth it. So that's my PSA. I ain't really got much else. I just hate sports betting, and I hate the fact that they're pushing it on everybody and everyone, and regardless of age group. I feel like it's just everywhere.
Man, why you don't like DraftKings, man? I'll be on there winning, bro. It's real. Like, that's real talk, though. Like, I mean, I understand like the amusement of it and things like that. But they just kind of, it is weird that, like you said, it's been really, really pushing it, and it's not like it's anything new. It's just like, it's just this like error, and I don't know, like it's been around. It's just more accessible, and I think new laws allowing it to let it be like on your phone and just different things like that. Like, you ain't got to actually go to like a certain place to put in on these bets or whatever. But like you said, if somebody giving it ain't a such thing as free money. It's coming from somewhere. They got some sort of bet or statistic or something that you don't know about to try to get you hooked and stuff. And I know they make it easy to play. Like, people can just bet $1 here and there and stuff like that and try to set up their little parlays. But I thought about doing it, but I'm just kind of like, I don't know. I just feel like it's low. I ain't gonna say it's gambling. I think the biggest thing, I don't think there's anything wrong with gambling as long as it's controlled, because it's the same thing as if you go to the amusement park. My problem with it is when people get out of control and start spending money, and they're not playing for the fun of it. They're playing to beat the house, and you would never beat the house. So, like, you just,
I think that I've never found it engaging to wager on something, because it just was like, if I win, I'm happy. If I lose, I'm not. And if it's like, I don't know, I just never felt that way about it. I just always felt like I never felt the fun in it. Like, oh, just add a little wager on it, make it more interesting. I never found nothing like that to be more interesting. I just felt like it was more of a thing that people would do. And when I it's not like I had a bout with it. I was buying scratch offs, and I was like, I don't know why I'm buying scratch offs. So, and it was, the reason was to try to, and this was like first year of college, I think, when I came back from. No, it wasn't. It was not first year. It was high school. Because I couldn't have bought them in high school. I was 17. I don't know when I bought them. No, it was second year of college. And
Deontay saying he a retired gambler.
Yes, sir. Yes, I am. So I'm speaking from a place of experience. It ain't worth it. I'm
Man,
not
I'm
just sitting
finna,
up here talking. I'm actually
bro.
talking from experience. I have a scratch off addiction, and I would play scratch offs, and it was, you win $50 here, $100 here. I think I won like 2,000 one time, but it was more of a it was detrimental, the more than anything. So, no, I don't
You
think I
won
ever
two
told
bands on the
y'all.
scratch. I think you said something about that before too. Now that you mention it,
Yeah,
I
y'all
think
only
you
gonna
said
hear
something
about
like that.
you only hear about the wins. So, trust me,
You feel like
bro.
you was in a hole. You was negative with them.
Nah, because you only can pay for them when you got money. It was more of like I could use that money for something else. I could have saved that money. I could have invested that money, but that money went to scratch offs and the potential of earning more money. That was it. There was no satisfaction of just playing the scratch off. It was satisfaction of the earning of the money. So uh, it became less about the activity and more about the earning. And when it becomes more about the earning, you start to lose sight of how much you're truly spending to try to win and earning. So it was a weird
I
bout. It
mean,
wasn't long, but it was about it was a time where I had no money. I was doing like the plasma stuff, and I couldn't pay my
That
rent, and
boy's
I was
pumping
throwing on
that
credit
iron, boy.
cards. And I mean, it's
Maxed out
real.
credit
It's real
card.
conversation because it's like I had to figure out something. So I went and got a job, and I was working at Hardings, and I was paying that stuff, and I was going to do plasma steel, and I would try to use that money to earn some extra money, and that was very detrimental to my experience with money, to the point where, uh, yeah, I just felt like it wasn't like I never got to a point where I couldn't afford it or couldn't afford anything because I was always smart and conscious about it. But I'm just telling you that it wasn't as if I'm just saying, oh, sports betting is nothing and that you can have fun with it. It's another way to gamble. It's the newer, cooler way to gamble. It's not a scratch off. It's just on your phone. It's accessible. You are saying, oh, I win sometimes, but we know that you don't win all times. And that statistic is not on your side. So stop pretending as if it's a good thing to do. It's not. So I'm just telling y'all, you know, exactly where I'm coming from when it comes to that sports betting, that junk trash. It's just gambling. It's just scratch offs. Truly, it's just scratch offs.
Bro, I'm finna next time I come to Ohio, man, we gonna hit up a casino, bro.
Why?
Because gambling can be fun, is what I'm saying.
I'm not saying that it's
well,
not. I'm saying that there's a
the whole point
level.
of it is supposed to be fun, but gambling is a trap, and just because you don't get trapped in it doesn't mean it's not a trap.
Yeah, it's not like it's
Yeah, no,
like
that's why they got the gambling helpline and they put all that stuff at the defined print. Like, it definitely is a trap. And when people go like, yeah, I'm finna go here and get rich, you already fell for their trap because now you finna gamble your money. And that's why the cartoons always make jokes of it when people put their house deed up
Hmm.
and they still gamble. You know what I mean? Like, it's just like they put
yeah.
it in a kid way, but it's like, it's kind of realistically, like for people that does suffer from that, that's like dark comedy. You know what I mean? Like, it's a real thing.
It's
So,
it's not it's not even that gambling destination gambling isn't a fun entertainment. I can go destination gamble all the time. It's not a big deal because I know I'm there for a certain setting and that's what I'm going there for. It's when it becomes accessible to you at local gas stations and on your phone. That is
yes,
where it becomes a problem. To me, it's never been about the casino. The casino is a location. The your phone is everywhere. That is where
so
it
you saying a
becomes
type of
addictive.
gambling and not just gambling completely. Okay,
Yeah,
that's
I
fair.
mean
Yeah, I
there's a
mean, with a
gambling
lot
and
of this
everything,
stuff,
but it's not like I'm talking
people,
about that.
it has to be certain like just barriers in a way to one to remove people from getting influenced with it, and then two just to limit the amount of time that you can do it. That's why like most cities got like no daytime drinking, or you like you can't be outside with
But there's no
what they call
limitations on how many times you can put in a parlay.
Yeah, it's detrimental if somebody's not controlled. And like you said, a phone is easily accessible versus driving to a casino where most times, at least from where I'm from, casinos are in more so rural areas.
Yeah.
You have to go somewhere, you have to show ID, you have to go all this type of thing versus pulling out your phone. Like I was literally eating dinner with some of my friends the other day, and they like, oh yeah, I got to check my parlays real quick. You know what I'm saying? And people screenshotting their parlays, parlay, DraftKings, FanDuel, like you
Yeah.
know, it's super accessible. And I mean, shoot, people be putting money in. I'm like,
It's
y'all
addictive.
crazy, bro.
You have a balance on there, and then sometimes you hear about people being negative and like they not able to take the money they earned or won because they got a negative balance and they're not actually paying it because they lost money. It's like stuff like that where it
They
becomes
let you do that?
yeah, they let you run credit up.
No, that's crazy. That's basically gambling on credit.
That's what I'm saying.
I know you can do that. Now that's crazy. I did not know you can gamble on no doggone credit, bro.
Yes,
that is
they
crazy.
can literally let you say, okay, we're gonna do certain deposits. And we're going to let you deposit money, but we're going to let you use it for now. And then if you don't deposit, you can like, bro, it's a scam. It's like a whole thing. And I've talked to people about it. I've heard people's stories. I'm like, bro, this is like toxic on another level. And it's just getting pumped to people's faces. It's all over advertisement. It's just disgusting. So that's why I'm just trying to bring awareness to that. You ain't gotta do this. It's not that you don't have to join in on this. It's not entertaining in my opinion, and it's like set up for you to fail, just like Fortnite and their skins. They don't want you to return them skins. They don't want you to be able to get your money back. And if you try, they're gonna ban you because that's the system. So I mean, like I said, everybody knows the human nature, and human nature is to be addictive and be very much so to indulge in a non-healthy way. Like that is our reality. We do that for everything. So when it becomes accessible, they give you all the tools. That's why Robinhood got in so much trouble because it was super, super accessible for these amateurs and people that don't really know much about, investing to work. And it gave that ability to the masses, and everybody shouldn't be doing it. That's why you have licensed creditors. That's why you have financial advisors. You don't really, it's just a lot of that stuff. So I see it all in the forms of this site and these types of sites and these types of apps, and it's sad to see because I think that's going to be more and more and more popular, especially when you got Drake live streaming his wins. And like, obviously he got plenty of money to play with, and not everybody does. And he live streaming this stuff. I'm not blaming nothing on Drake. Don't get me wrong. There's plenty of people behind Drake and people that are not, that are not public figures that do way worse stuff. So like the people that are actually implementing these things in these apps to allow people to do certain things, those are the real criminals. Like, it ain't Drake. He just getting a bag. I'm just telling you that those types of things are going to make this stuff go further and harder and faster. And it's not going, I don't see it slowing down no time soon. So I just want to put that out there. I'm not a fan of these sports betting apps. And
Bro,
yeah.
I'm still stuck on the fact that you can, when they talked about Robinhood Gold, low APR, all this type of stuff, you can use credit for the
On there
stock
too.
market.
Yep.
And I'm like, okay, that's a little crazy, but I mean, you don't technically, I don't know how they do it, but you don't lose until you sell. Essentially, you can be a bag holder, but gambling with credit is crazy. Like, I did not know you could do that. Casinos will not let you use credit cards for gambling. Like, you have to, if you're gonna take out any money, you basically gotta have cash and stuff like that. Like,
It's like they give you a line. They give you a line of something.
You can,
So it's legal in a sense where you can be utilized as cash. I forget how they do it because the system, you're not even supposed to be able to use credit for gambling. But I think it's because it's betting. I don't know how they get around it, bro. I really don't. But because you can't buy scratch offs with credit cards. You got to buy it with cash.
You can't.
So
you can't buy Mega Million, no type of ticket.
And that's like,
you gotta have cash or a debit card.
Yeah. So I don't know how sports betting is getting around it. I don't know how they're utilizing it and how they treat it. But it's like they allow you allowance or whatever before you do your deposit. I don't know how it works, but I know that they have a bundle of cash that they provide, and your balance can be negative. That means you can hold something. That means that you have the ability to do this, and they would provide you with something. And I was like, "Are you serious?" And they was like, "Yep." So that means it's even worse. So that's how it goes for me. So yeah.
Dang, that's interesting now because like, you know, my friend that be, you know, the one that be struggling, yeah, you know. Anywho, he be on there now.
You keep me on what?
He showed me his FanDuel or DraftKings or sports bet, and I was just like, yeah, you just throw like $1 or $2 there. I'm like, bro, you was just asking for. Never mind. Anyways, I'm like, you shouldn't be on there, bro. I hope you win big on there, but you shouldn't be on there. So, especially not my $2. But anyways, that's here and there. But anyways, that is crazy.
That is crazy.
Hey, you don't fight me, bro. I'm about to look into this now, bro. Now I gotta go watch YouTube videos, and I'm supposed to be trying to put Overwatch on my Steam Deck. Now I gotta look into this because this is maddening, bro. They really set people up for failure. Like people don't know how to handle credit already, and now you let them gamble credit. Yeah. Man, what? They don't even got a tangible item to walk out the store with, bro.
Yeah.
At least you like, I got my Balenciaga shoes. I'm in debt though. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah, bro.
They literally walking out with a whole fat L. That's going to happen because that's what gambling is. Like you'll never beat the house. Most people that gamble, if you're not even, you know, you probably like negative and stuff like that. It's just the time periods at when you're negative and when you're up. You know what I mean?
Yeah. But yeah. All right. Well, I know that I'm going to get back to some video games, but I know it's crazy. But yeah, I want to thank you guys for listening, especially if you got to this part of the show. You're the real OG. This one's a little bit longer this time because our intros were a little longer. But overall, we had a good conversation. Thank you guys for listening. If you want to check us out on any of the podcasts, wherever you can find your podcast, don't forget to like or review. You can also check out my channel at BCD Universe, also on Twitter, TikTok, and Instagram. But yeah. Anything else y'all want to say before we get up out of here?
Man, I better not catch none of y'all gambling on credit. That's on me. Like, that is crazy. Yeah. I'm stuck on that, bro.
Yes,
my bad. I'm just mind blown, bro. When you told me, I'm just like, I'm like, man, you can't make this up, bro.
Yep. But all right, guys. Thank you guys for listening, and we will talk to you all in the next one. Stay away from them apps and be safe.
I'm gonna go get one out now.
No, you're not.